G'day lads, Jujubear here, welcome back to the channel. Now this was a really cool battle that I played alongside a whole bunch of dudes in the community who are fairly well known. We do have on my team, I've got Bobby, TWR Bobby, playing as the Carthaginians. I'm going to be playing as the GETAE, aka AVA Bear Cav. So across the field from me, Mons Regius is the map. We've got Agony Achilles playing as the Arevaci. And we do have Mr. Lonely Legion playing as Massilia. Now let's go over the build very quickly. So Bobby's brought his OPness build. It's the 3 late Libyan Hoplites at the front, 3 Mercenary Gallic Warriors, 3 late Carthaginian Hoplites, 2 Libyan Peltas, 3 Carthaginian Cav at General's Bodyguard. Up the back he's got 4 Libyan, oh no, I lie. 2 Libyan Infantry, 2 Noble Fighters, and a Gallic Warrior. Over on my flank, I'm hoping for a really quick 1-2 punch knockout on the Arevaci, but they switch over. No, that's a fucking lie. That's a lie. Yep, that's a lie. So Agony Achilles is actually commanding the Massilians, and Lonely Legion is actually commanding the Arevaci. So I was really hoping to come up against the Arevaci just because this build is really suited towards factions that have a lot of medium and light kind of infantry. So I was hoping to kind of face up against the Arevaci, but shame for shame, they had a swap, which sucks. And now I'm going to be playing up against Agony Achilles, which is less than ideal for anybody in any situation ever. So what have I got? I really like this build. As I said before, it's not really suited to a Massilia opponent, but I'll see what I can do. Noble Swords out in the flanks, 4 Mercenary Axe Warriors in the center. Another Noble Sword out in that flank. We do have Noble Horsemen in the center just to kind of deliver a punishing first charge, and then I'll kind of follow it up with my Mercenary Axe Warriors. Someone like Agony Achilles can probably spot exactly what I'm trying to do. So we'll see if it works out for me. We do have 2 Spear Horsemen out in the flank, 2 Spears. We have 2 Folksmen as well. So a very nice little wing there. I'm hoping to back them up with another sturdy infantry. So at one point, you're going to see me kind of peel my general out here and kind of bring him over here to this flank here. So that's me and Bobby's builds. Now that these guys have swapped over a little bit, I can probably go over their builds. So we have Iberian Cav, 4 of them brought from Lonely Legion. I really like the Iberian Cav. If he can use those to great effect, which he probably can against the Carthaginians, then that's actually a lie. He's probably counting on one of us having a lot of skirmishes, and we didn't really have any of that at all. So the Iberian Cav are probably going to be fairly good at holding down Carthaginian Cav and maybe getting into Libyan Peltas. They probably won't be able to kill off a Libyan Peltas. I'm not really sure about that, but probably going to be a fairly good counter to that. So he's going to have to kind of rely on his slingers. So he's got 4 of them, Iberian slingers. Got 2 Iberian Spearmen up the front. He's got Noble Fighters for days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And 3 more Iberian Spearmen in the center. And also a Celto-Iberian Cav up the back. So, Agony Achilles has got Tarentine Cav. MLG for life. 1, 2... I think he's got 3 of them. And that'll be it. I saw this Iberian Cav here, and I was going to try and chase him off with the Noble Horseman, but didn't get there. We do have Levy Freeman over here, 1, 2, 3. We have, what do we have? Thorax Swordsman, 1, 2. Fuck, what a mess. Nope, just Thorax Swordsman going over there. We've also got Gold XP Chevron. I love this. Gold XP Chevron Celtic Warriors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I really like that, and I totally underestimated these guys in the match. I can admit it now. But their stats are pretty beastly. The base morale, 57. Melee defense 62 and melee attack of 40. Hectic stuff. I really expected these guys to be a pushover. I didn't realize they had XP chevrons. So that totally fucked me up. Massilian 3 a spear up the back. 4 Massilian Cav, good stuff, and a Hippeus Lancer general. So I'm going to try and be aggressive for this match. I've got my Noble Horseman coming in here on a charge against the Iberian Cav. Going to fucking mow this guy down, especially with the help of these Noble Swords. What I'm hoping to do is help out Bobby and kind of go for a quick knockout. Once again, a quick knockout on Lonely Legion. Get a nice charge in here with the Noble Horse. Going to be able to take out the Levy Freeman. While the lines are kind of split up a little bit, I do try and chase. It doesn't really work out in my favor. I do get fairly good charges in some positions, but it's just a big old mess, and it really is like anyone's guess as to how it works out, really. So out here, I do have my spears getting to Thorax Swordsman. Over here, the Spear Horsemen are going to be getting into the Massilian Cav, though. The Massilian Cav do crucially get a charge on the Folksmen, so not good for me. These are Noble Swords going to get into the Levy Freeman, just tear him a new one. Celtic Warriors, again, matching up against my Mercenary Axe Warriors, and they're actually going to perform fairly well. Unexpectedly, they are going to perform very well. Levy Freeman taking a charge from my Noble Horseman, but he's going to be able to charge or chase me off with these Massilian Cavalry as well, so not so good. These Noble Swords getting into some very juicy targets. These Iberian Spearmen are not going to last very long at all. My Noble Horseman finished off at a Iberian Cav. And I've got another Noble Horseman back here. Not sure what to do. I think I'm just going to be going for the back of this this engagement. Hoping to knock out a couple of units. But fucking look how quickly this happened. Agony Achilles' units just mowed through my Axemen. These guys are not in a good place at all. They're just getting destroyed. These Celtic Warriors didn't even take like 40... Amazing stuff. Didn't even take 40 losses. Crazy. Noble Horseman coming in here, trying to defend my rear, but I think it's kind of a little bit too late. I didn't get the charges on his cavalry like I needed. I got a last minute charge on this Massilian Cav, so I should be able to take them out. Not before the Levy Freeman get into combat, but my Axe Warrior is just getting ganged up on. I didn't have the numbers. Well, I say I didn't have the numbers. I don't think I did. So that probably wouldn't be working out against me, working in my favor. My gen, I've got everything popped at this point. Shield Wall, Battle Rhythm, all the bells and whistles. Just trying to keep these guys in the fight and just make sure I can do as much damage to my opponent as possible. But again, these Celtic Warriors insane. They got better melee attack than my Noble Sword General. Fucking crazy shit. Melee defense is like comparable. My armor's a lot better, that's true. But the base morale on those guys is insane. It's going to take ages to cut through them. We'll see if they're out here. Got a couple of men at the back here coming back into the fight. We'll see how that goes. These are Noble Horsemen just trying to pick up a whole bunch more kills. 143 so far. But every step of the way, Agony Achilles is using his Tarentine Cav to great effect. Just kind of targeting my Noble Horsemen. Doing a great job of killing them off. Over here, it's a different story. I've got my my Noble Swords into the back of this Noble Fighter. And we do have another Noble Sword that's going to be hopefully not attacked by these Noble Fighters. But Bobby's done a pretty good job of mopping up a couple of different units on the battlefield. We do have a couple of Noble Fighters left around the place, but hey, we're back. Sorry, I just fucking spilt coffee all over my desk. Awesome. Anyway, it's all cleared up now. So Noble Fighters getting into the Libyan infantry, doing pretty well. 88 men left. Don't know if they're going to live through that one, especially with these Libyan pelters getting awesome shots in here. Carthaginian Cav going to be able to wrap up the rest of those units. And my Noble Swords chewing their way through a number of units. 31 men left, but over here it's not going to end well because my rear is exposed to this kind of thing. Charges from Cav. Yeah, there's not too many of us left. 130 men. I just thought I'd try and keep them in a fight a little bit longer, at least, so I can get a bunch more kills. I did have one of these Axe Warriors that I was trying to bring back to the safety of our line, but unfortunately, Agony was able to spot this, and he's going to get his Cav and just wreck me. So yeah, 139, 140 kills. Definitely respectable stuff. Probably should have got more with a unit of this cost. So yeah, pretty devo. It didn't work out better than it did. It looks like I'm actually trying to chase the Tarentines out of this fight here. But yeah, picking up a number of kills. We'll see if we can take this Thorax Swordsman out of the fight. But yeah, you can see I didn't really make too much of a dent in Agony's army here. He does have a lot of units left, including Levy Freeman, Massilian Thoraeus, a couple of Tarentines, Thorax, even Cav. Like, he's got lots of mobility left in the field. And he's got a lot of these fucking Celtic Warriors as well. Once again, man, these guys are killing it. Single XP, gold chevrons. How many kills did they get in the end? 186. So almost getting up to 200 there, being mobbed by a number of those units. So at this point, I do have a Noble Sword, a Mercenary Axe Warrior, and we're finishing off the Noble Fighter General of Legion here. And he's just about to lose his last Iberian Slinger. So, don't know how it looks to us. I mean, at this point, I was like, yeah, I don't know. Cannot see how this would go. I mean, it really could go either way at this point. Like, Bobby still has his general, and he still has a Carthaginian cav, so we do have a little bit of mobility left in the field, but that is nothing compared to the 2 Tarentines, 3 Tarentines, 2 Massilian cav, and the Hippeus Lancer of Agony there. He's got a Massilian Threas, 2 Levy Freeman, and a number of infantry units left in the back. We do have Libyan Peltas, 2 Libyan infantry. Sorry, I lie. What do we got? Gallics, Nobles, Libyans, Gallics. So just kind of scraps left over from the engagement with Legion there. So I'm hopeful that I can make some kind of impact in the battlefield here with my Noble Swords and my Mercenary Axe Warriors. I'm just trying to slow them down so that they kind of get fresh again. So I'm just going to put it into forward here while we kind of see what's going on. So yeah, I don't know if I can, I don't know if our chances are great at this point. We don't have any skirmishes left in the field, but neither does Achilles. So that's kind of one thing that may work in our favor, I suppose. But just look at the infantry he's got left. It's insane. Thorax, Celtics, Thraeus, Massilians. I cannot believe it. Yeah. I mean, the build that I had really kind of requires a player to kind of win the match in the first couple of seconds of the battle, but it didn't really work out for me that well. So this is a bit dangerous here. We got the Libyan Peltas being chased off by the Tarentine Cav. So I mean, we were caught kind of flat-footed straight off the bat once again, and you can see these Carthaginian Cav getting into the Tarentines, but he's going to be closing the door with those Massilian Cav. These Libyan Peltas will be able to hold up if they don't take a really bad charge. It doesn't look like they do get charged that badly, but in the back with the Tarentines, they're going to come in and knock down a number of units. But these guys should be able to hold up for a little bit longer at least, and maybe get a couple of kills on these Tarentines. We do have more Massilian Cav coming in. These Hippeus Lancers, don't know what they're targeting. Don't think they have an attack order clicked just yet. But we do have an engagement happening out this flank. I'm going to be bringing my Noble Swords in to just trash this Levy Freeman very quickly, hopefully. But Agony is going to be wisely pulling away his units there. I suppose and it looks like I do take a fucking Javelin Volley in the back, so I lose a couple of Noble Swords straight off the bat. Not good for me. I want to try and swap these guys out, get my Mercenary Axe Warriors in here into that Levy Freeman. So we're going to be kind of going back and forth, just playing a bit of a cat and mouse. Obviously, Achilles is going to be microing elsewhere on the battlefield, so I'm definitely going to be trying to use that to my advantage. My units are exhausted or tired, and I do have a Gallic Warrior in reserve. Over here, we do have a Hippeus Lancer coming in the back. I'm hopeful to just kind of hold this unit down for a little bit longer and just maybe get a couple of kills in that unit. But he is able to get a couple of kills on my Mercenary Axe Warriors and just kind of pull away from that engagement. I'm going to trash this Levy Freeman and move on to my next target with my Noble Swords. These guys are going to be absolutely really valuable in the late game here. And I've got my Mercenary Axe Warriors. I know that he's going to come back with his Hippeus Lancers out to the flank, and I'm really going to try and keep an eye on that unit and try and hold them down with my Mercenary Axe Warriors, because I know the rear charge is coming on my Noble Swords, and if I can keep this Noble Sword just paying attention to these 3 units in the front, he can actually win that engagement. So over on the flank, these Tarentine Cav finish off the Libyan Peltas, and they're going to be kind of filtering through. The Noble Fighters over here got a good engagement with a couple of different units there. Gallic Warrior is going to be winning against that Tarentine. In the center, not going so well. We do have the Carthaginian General's Bodyguard of Bobby coming in here for a charge in the Celtic Warriors. My Mercenary Axe Warriors, again, trying to hold down these Hippeus Lancers and stop them from getting into the back of this engagement. Unfortunately, he does get a half-hearted charge on these units. Don't know how good it was because it's a little bit awkward. And I'm able to try and get my Mercenary Axe Warriors into this fight here. Rally has been popped and Raised Banner has been popped as well. Probably very good timing as well to try and keep his units in the fight. We do manage to chew our way. I've got 73 Noble Swords left, and I should be able to deal with this Celtic Warrior, proving that I don't take another rear charge here. At this point, I'm just going to bring my Mercenary Axe Warriors into this engagement. I want to try and chew through these units fairly quickly, and I cannot see these Hippeus Lancers coming back in. And what does he do? He comes back in. He's looking for a target, but his units are really spread out, so it looks like a little bit awkward for his units. I do manage to finish up the Celtic Warrior over here finally, bring them out of shield wall, and I'm going to bring them into the side of this engagement here. 68 men left, and it looks like these Celtic warriors are going to be charging the back by these Gallic warriors and charging the front by the Libyan infantry. So a lot of units left in the field still by Agony Achilles, but he probably wasn't able to use them to the best effect. I mean, we were able to kind of stop these Hippeus Lancers from having a massive impact on the late game. Even though they still did have a pretty good impact. 141 kills. And now they're just kind of in the midst of it, just kind of picking up another couple of kills. Noble Fighter's doing great. 346 kills. My Noble Sword's getting 356 as well. So pretty nice stuff. Lots of kills coming in from a number of units. Mercenary Noble Fighters over here as well, 295. And the Libyan Infantry, 326. Crazy stuff. Really nice stuff. And we're able to finish off the Hippeus Lancers as well. So pretty good, pretty close match up there at the end as well. I can't believe how close it got. I really thought that we wouldn't have won that last part of the battle. Yeah, and I was really hoping to come up against Lonely Legion. Wow, 555 on the Noble Fighter General. That's insane. 266, 308, 182. Great number of kills with the Noble Fighters. Everything else doesn't look like they performed as well as he would probably hope. Again, the Iberian Cav not really being as useful. I mean, 1 or 2 is hectic to try and get into enemy skirmishes, but you're bringing 4, man, that's crazy. That's heaps cool. Would have been interesting to see them work. Iberian Slingers not getting enough kills. Agony Achilles absolutely destroying me. Tarentine Cav up in the late game, just taking my Noble Horsemen out of the game. The Celtic Warriors getting the kills that they needed. Fucking hell. Crazy stuff. It's amazing. Massilian Cav also doing well. Massilian Thraeus and Thorax Spears getting kills. Bobby's build, his Carthaginian Cav, one of them did an amazing. It's incredible stuff. 335, 361 and 315 on these Noble Fighters. And the Gallics doing pretty well as well. The Libyan Infantry performing way better than I thought that they would. And I guess these late Carthaginian Hoplites as being speed bumps for the other units. Libyan Peltas doing incredible as well. I've seen some really good games with Conceivable using these guys, and they get a lot of kills if they can get into combat properly. So anyway, thanks lads for the games. They're always good. To be honest, like most of the games that we play with this group of people are really good. So hopefully I'll have some more to bring to you guys very soon. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be signing off for now. But until I see you next time, this is Jujubear signing off. Bye.